Here's my new project. It's a 2007 Raptor 700. Basically, the guy was selling it on Craigslist, and he said, 2007 Raptor 700 run job's good. It's been rolled, so it needs a new lower left A-arm. Rear subframe's cracked. Although he did give me the parts for it, so I can get it welded back together, because they're about like $350, those things. And it's missing the front brake reservoir. And it was missing the hood, the gas tank plastic, and the front hood. But I do have the plastics for it over here. They came with it off. I like it because it's got the gauge, tells you if you're overheating and stuff like that, and it works. Just keys right over here. Fuel pump works. Tells you reverse and all that other stuff. Check engine light. Tells you everything on that thing. So that's pretty sick. Basically, here's where I'm at with it. So he brings it here, and he also put in the ad trade for a 450 Banshee or a 250R. So I said, all right, I got my YFZ. So I texted, no way I was getting my Banshee. He didn't want the J-Arm Banshee, plus I'm trading the J-Arm Banshee tomorrow. So I said, look, I got a YFZ 450. What do you think? He goes, I'm interested in it. Why not? So basically the deal was straight swap, YFZ for the 700 that was rolled and stuff. Basically, he comes over here. He looked at my Raptor, my YFZ, because he was already local. He was doing something over here. So he came, checked it out. He goes, all right, so whenever you want to do it, let's do it. So there's my YFZ right there. So I said, all right, no problem. Go get your Raptor. So he got it. Came back a couple hours later, because he did live about an hour and a half away. Came back, unloads it, and I'm seeing freaking half the subframe ripped off. I thought it was just where the grab bar goes. Turns out it was like half the subframe. And here's the exhaust off it. So he comes over here, fires up. Took a little while, but I got fired up. Went to go give it a test drive. Drove it up and down. It was driving like shit, though, with these tires on it, of course, because look at the tires. This one's just inward all the way. He did order the A-arm, though. He's just waiting on it. The skid plates are coming off it. Basically, he ordered that, the gas tank plastic, the hood, and front brake reservoir. So I take it for a spin. I come back. I'm looking. I want to be like, yo, it was a little rough. Can you throw in some cash and stuff? And then something was telling me, check the oil, check the oil, check the oil, check the oil. Something was telling me that about, just some of the wiring, about 1,000 times in my head, and it was annoying. So I open up the oil cap, and here's what I get. The whole thing, dip my finger in there. My finger stuck. Nothing but white oil. What does that tell you? Boom. This head right here, cracked, or the head gasket's just blown. And if a lot of you guys know Raptors, you guys know a 700 is just a 686 Raptor 660. That's what I was told. I'm going to double check that later on tonight. So I said, bro, you got a freaking blown head gasket or a blown head. He goes, I know how to do gaskets. I'll just order a gasket. I can have it done in a couple hours. I said, all right, but what about if it's a cracked head? He goes, you got a point. So I ended up getting it off him for $1,400 cash versus trading my good running YFZ for it, because all my YFZ really needs maybe is a timing chain, maybe, and maybe a set of rings, but you guys don't know how long that takes me to wipe out. Then I was Googling it. Some guys say that the oil tank is aluminum, so sometimes it could just form some condensation. And some guy said he drained the oil in his LTZ 400. It was perfectly black, but then when he went to go drain the oil tank, it was white. Check your oil filter, see if it's black. Well, I checked mine. It's definitely not black. And if you come over here to where the oil filter goes, it's not black. It's pretty milky. So basically, here's where I'm at. Once the 660's motor's done, over here, 660 motor, which is going to be done hopefully by the end of next week. Once I get the starter clutch and the cam for it, I still got to take apart the whole head and redo it, because I don't want to put it all together and then the valves don't seat properly or anything like that, so I'm just going to do it right. Here's the quad over here. I'm waiting on hubs for it so I can get the front end on the ground too, and a new wiring harness, because that one's just not going to work. So basically, that's that. So as soon as I'm done with that, this motor's going to come out. It's going to be taken apart, get split, cleaned out, because once all this shit over here gets into the bearings, they're never lubricated right, because this is water in here too, or antifreeze, whatever this is. So basically, I got to take all of it apart, maybe change the main bearings, tranny bearings, check all those out. But I did drive it around. Clutch seemed okay. But if I was to do all that work, most likely I would keep it, and therefore I'd probably just put a clutch in it while I'm there, because I think I'm going to keep the 700. 700s are nice. Yeah, it just smells like nothing at all. Usually it just smells like oil. It doesn't even smell like nothing at all, even though oil never really has a smell to it. Got the ignition over here, but he cut the wires on it because said it was getting stuck. So I got to see what I can do with that. Maybe I can fix that and resplice the wires. But yeah, I was riding it and the exhaust fell off because where the subframe mounts on it, it's broken. It's supposed to mount about here. But he did give me the extra parts, so I'm just going to go get those welded. So that's where I'm at. I basically paid $1,400 for a quad with a blown motor, which if you guys think about it, not a good deal at all. But if other people think about it, it's a Raptor 700. Usually they go for about $35 to $4,000. I don't even plan on selling it, so I'd like to just keep this one for myself. And keep my Banshee, of course. Banshee ain't going nowhere. And just sell the YFZ, either when it's done or now. But this over here is just impossible. So I'm glad something in my head was telling me to check the oil. Or else I probably would have just done the trade and cried later. I even got to change the radiator too. It's a little bit twisty. He said he was going up a hill. Back tires are bald. Went to go turn. Quad just started tumbling. This is just here. I have no idea why. So this over here I'm just going to rip off really quick. Throw that out. I still have my blaster. It's just locked up in my shed right now. Parking brake. Get some new. If I was to keep it, which I am, I'm going to get the left A-arm from him. I'm going to paint the two lower ones black and keep the upper ones blue because the other one's gray, so I'd rather just have two of them black. So I'm going to paint two lower ones black, keep the frame the way it is because it's very clean. Not even take apart any of the wiring, just clean it up. Drop the skid plates off it, all of them. For now, I'll put them back up later if I want to. Do the motor nice, maybe put a cam in it in the power commander that they sell. A new radiator. Get the subframe welded because a new one's way too expensive. And when it's all done, just keep it for myself. So we'll see how that goes. Front tires are not bad. They're about halfway, like a quarter left. Yeah, more like a quarter. They're flat though. So basically I'm just going to shove this over here. And when I have time, as soon as the 660's done, I wish I never bought this thing now. As soon as the 660's done, I'm going to do this one. And then when this one's done, I got to do this KX60 motor in the back. Because for it to stop cooling, I had to throw JB Weld on it. And no way I can sell it like that. No way. So I got the other KX60 here, Monster. This thing, tomorrow, it's going to get out of here for $850 and a KX80. So hopefully the KX80's in good shape. Doesn't turn into another Raptor. So wish me luck. I'm going to throw the plastics on it just so this way it looks halfway decent. Put it on the side. So here we go. Talk to you guys later.